Okay, so today is Thursday, October 4th. Since I take that part, it's been a few days obviously because that happened on a Monday. And what I wanted to do was just take the time out to slowly go over everything that happened. Now, just this is like a foster. I'm going to do this as a foster. You can hear my voice. It's been a hell of a weekend. It's Monday, October 1st. So this weekend has been very crazy, very hectic. I sound like a man. To my own hearing, I sound kind of crazy. So this is what went on this weekend. I just like shut the door and came and got on the laptop. I had to turn the child down. I had to tell them to come pick up this child. This is what I'm talking about when things happen with foster care. It's not always easy. It's not always glamorous, and you have to watch your back. 12 days later. So, what do I mean by watch your back? You have to have all of your T's crossed and your I's dotted. When I say you have to watch your back. Apparently, they thought they were going to just have some little nut who didn't know any better, who was just going to let them come in here, ransack my life, threaten to take my children away. You have to be very strong. You have to, when I say whole armor of God, but my thing is, you have to, like that's what I said, this is going to be a long video. There's going to be parts and parts and parts because I'm going to cut in like this. But I wanted everybody to see from that day to 12 days later to probably 6 days before this day. So I'm like in 3 different outfits. But I wanted to cut in and let you know what I meant by when I say watch your back. You have to watch for your family, and you have to make decisions that are kind of painful and kind of make you second guess things. I was the only one who would take this child in. She came from another county actually, because that county had nobody that would take her in, and they contacted my county. And my county, as soon as they heard, 20 months old, call me, see what I can do, and if I could do it. So I agreed. This was Friday at around 3 o'clock, 3:30. I got the phone call. Before I get too far in, let me give you a heads up. If you didn't catch it, through the rambling of that video, of that clip, was that I received another little girl, and that was on a Friday, and then on a Saturday, that Saturday evening, like all hell broke loose, and by 12:30 midnight, I had the CPS worker, Child Protective Services, emergency crew. Well, not crew, but just a guy who either he'll go back to his car when he's finished his inspection and call the agency and let them know everything is fine, or he goes back to the car and calls the police and let them know the children need to be removed. I just sent this little girl off. She came to me. She was 20 months old. They falsified, her workers falsified a lot of information. I say falsified. The agency says it was miscommunication. Now, when I say they falsified it, I clearly mean they falsified it. See, I have to kind of cut through because everything happened and my mind was going back and forth. But now that I'm in my right mind, I'm going to tell you. This is what happened. Okay. They said I had no smoke detectors at all in the house. And then they said, but when they said I have no smoke detectors at all in the house, she actually checked the smoke detectors. Let's go upstairs. So here is, show you. I'm gonna kind of draw it. When you come in the door, I'm not a drawer, no teasing. Right there, little landing, and then there's steps, and it kind of goes like that. Well, right there, and then at the top of the step, the stars are smoke detectors. So let me see if I can step you through this. As soon as you come through my door, there's a little landing right there, and then the steps are immediately right, because it's carpet everywhere else over here. So there's a little landing that has no carpet on it. Then the steps right here. Then it goes from after like the third step, I get the little stairwell is what I call it, right there. Right there is one smoke detector going up the railings. Then at the top of the step is a smoke detector right there. She never checked this smoke detector. She started filling with this smoke detector. Okay? Okay. I have 3 levels. I have a finished basement, I have the main level, and then I have the upstairs. I have a half bathroom downstairs on the main level, and I have like I said, the finished basement. They never checked that. They never checked the half bathroom. So, little Miss Liar comes in the house. I open up the door, and I greet them, and this is what I get. You're at my door. Do you understand? Can you say hi? So I said, yeah, I'm trying to be all bubbly. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm still pissed off from that little stunt from that morning. So I'm like, hi, come in, da 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 da. Whatever. She comes in, and my sister-in-law was sitting there. You hear her name a lot. Kelly was sitting there. And my foster daughters, my butterfly, social worker was standing there. So they immediately started talking to everybody else. I'm like, so I extended out. Hi, I'm da 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 da. You know, I'm me. You know, all that, whatever. Little Miss Church Mouse, Little Miss Simpleton, that's her name, Simpleton. She, which I'm going to call her Templeton. Remember Charlotte's Web? Remember the little rat, Templeton? Always did little stuff, sneaky little rat. That's her, Templeton. Little Miss Church Mouse, little quiet. I mean, even when I tried the whole conversation, she would just like ignore any possible little thing. And this is how she had her little notebook. I don't think she wrote A, B, or C on that paper, but this is how she was. In my opinion. What are you writing? Nobody's saying anything. Okay. So, she's standing there. She's looking around. That's why I said, so as y'all can see, you know, I just moved and I'm still in the process of moving stuff now. And I was doing that when I got the phone call for her. They kept making little odd comments about, okay, well, we don't know about this and we don't know about that. Well, come back in 2 hours or take the child with you and come and bring her back on Monday. And everything will be together. Definitely Monday, because it didn't have no choice but to be together on Monday because I had to get the other stuff out of the house. So I said either come back in 2 hours or take the child with you. So Templeton goes out and gets in the car, does whatever. She goes on her cell phone, calls somebody. So I kind of like, she had that little snake in the grass type persona. Like she was trying to get Miss Liar to go into my room. Now, Miss Liar was so dumb and retarded. When she went in my daughter's room, and she stood, alright, here we go. Let me put this in a box. And this is going into, let's do it this way. This is going into her room. It's a little odd wall right here. I'll just dot line that. And then this is the car's bed right there. Then that's the window. Da, 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 da. Okay. And then a little smoke detectors right there. And all in this circle right here is her room. You come through the door right here, and there's a little wall. Why is there a little wall? Wouldn't you think she'd have a closet? And then there's a little car's bed. And right across is the little smoke detector. Nut stands right here, next to the head of the bed. And I'm in the doorway, and Templeton is like right behind me, but kind of in the room too. So she's standing next to the bed, everybody. You need to hear what I'm saying when I say she was standing next to the bed. It's very important. Remember those two things. Three things. She called me. This is Liar. Liar called me on my cell phone. See, let me see. Right there. Okay. So Liar called me while her and Templeton, before they leave, they call me. I hear them getting in the car, and I explain to them about moving. Okay, so let's fast forward. And I look forward to going to her house. For one, it's always fun when we go to her house. Always. I call her house, especially her dining room, like every time we're there, it's like the night at the round table. We're all always sitting around. Her table is square. How about that one? I look forward to going to her house more than any other house, especially when I was living at that other place, and it was just, I can get away for a day. I don't go nowhere. I go absolutely nowhere. So I'm there, and I get a phone call, and it's my provider specialist. And she said, she's like, Renata? I said, yes, ma'am. I had no idea why she was calling me. And I'm thinking maybe it's because she does always call just to see if they actually place the child with me, because then she has to come out the following business day, herself. So I was kind of like confused because it was a Saturday. So she called me from her personal number. So she said, they left that baby with you? And I said, yes. Have you been home? In and out? And then she goes on and she says, well, there seems to be a problem. She said, are you home now? And I told her no. And I explained to her I was nowhere, near the house. And I was at a family functioning. And she was like, well, could you get home? And I'm like, huh? She said, then she breaks it down to me. She says, they don't have a number for you. I got a phone call that they were trying to reach you and you weren't answering the door. I said, because I'm not home. I mean, unless I exited my body and got to the house and I didn't inform myself that I'm, becoming a second person, I have no idea who they expect to open the door because I'm not there.